So, you've spent all those hours, maybe even weeks, building your website. You've perfected every single detail, written amazing content, and then you hit publish. And what happens? Crickets. You're just left wondering, is anyone even seeing this? Is my website just a ghost out there in the digital wilderness? It's the one question every single website owner has. I mean, you know your site is live, but does Google know? And maybe more importantly, do the people you want to reach know it exists when they're searching? Well, let's figure that out. Instead of relying on all those third-party tools and their, let's be honest, best guesses, what if you could get your info straight from the source? Let's talk about your direct line to Google itself. It's this awesome tool called Google Search Console, and it's basically the key to understanding what's really going on with your site. So what is it exactly? Well, think of it as this free bridge connecting you directly to Google Search. And no, this isn't about paying for ads or anything like that. It's all about understanding and improving your organic, natural visibility. It helps you keep an eye on your site's health, make sure it's performing well, and, fix any little issues that might be holding you back. And hey, don't just take my word for it. This is straight from Google's own developers. The whole point of this tool, its entire reason for being, is to just pull back the curtain and show you exactly how Google sees your website. No more mystery, just pure, simple data. HubSpot has a really great way of describing this. They say to think of Search Console as your marketing GPS. I love that. It shows you exactly where you are right now in the huge digital world. It helps you figure out where you want to go, and then it shows you the best way to get there. It's like it points out the wide open highways and warns you about any potential dead ends. All right, now let's get to the really good stuff, the performance report. This is where you get to answer that huge question: are people actually seeing my site in the search results? And if they are they interested enough to actually click on it? So the performance report really just boils down to these four main numbers. Total clicks is pretty straightforward. That's how many people actually visited your site from a search. Total impressions is how many times your site was shown in search results. Then you have average CTR, which stands for click-through rate. That's just the percentage of people who saw your site and decided, yep, I'm going to click that. And finally, average position is, well, your average ranking in the search results. Okay, now here's where the data becomes a story. Let's say you see you have really high impressions, but your clicks are super low. Now that's not a failure, that's a clue. It means Google is doing its job. It's showing your site to people. The problem is your page title or that little meta description underneath it isn't grabbing their attention. You don't have a visibility problem, you have a copywriting problem. So maybe instead of a generic title like Our Services, you could try something way more specific, something like Expert Web Design that will actually grow your business. See the difference? So, you've got a handle on the big picture performance. Now, let's zoom in a little bit. Which specific pages on your site and which search terms are doing all the heavy lifting? This is where you get to put on your content strategist hat. Inside that performance tab, you're going to find two reports that are absolute game changers. The queries report is amazing. It's like having a direct line into your customers' brains. It shows you the exact words and phrases they're typing into Google to find you. And the pages report? Think of that as your website's MVP list, showing you the superstar pages that are pulling in the most eyeballs and traffic. But here's the real secret. You have to connect the dots between those queries and your pages. So if you see that, say 10 different search queries are all leading people to the same single page on your site, you have to ask yourself, does that one page really give a great, comprehensive answer to all 10 of those questions? As the folks at Search Engine Journal always say, this is how you create content that Google absolutely loves because it's giving people exactly what they're looking for. Okay, so your content is top-notch, your titles are irresistible. But what if Google can't even find or read your page to begin with? This is where the technical health of your site comes in, and specifically this thing called indexing. I know, this list might look a little intimidating, but don't worry about it. This is just Google's way of telling you exactly why a page might not be showing up. A no index tag is basically a digital keep out sign you might have put there by accident. Duplicate content just means Google found two identical pages and needs you to pick the main one. And a 404 not found error, that just means the link is broken. The great thing is, these aren't mysteries. They're just specific problems that you can absolutely fix. And here is your new best friend for fixing all of that stuff, the URL inspection tool. It could not be simpler to use. You literally just paste in any URL from your site, and it gives you a complete health report. Is it on Google? Are there any errors? And here's a pro tip.
If you just updated a page, you can click Request Indexing to give Google a little nudge and say, hey, come check out my new stuff.
So we've looked at performance, we've looked at content, and we've checked the technical health. But honestly, data is totally meaningless unless you actually do something with it. So let's put together a super simple action plan to put all these insights to work.
This right here, this is your playbook. It's a simple if this, then not. If you see a keyword is getting tons of impressions but nobody's clicking, go rewrite that page's title and description. If one of your most popular pages is starting to lose traffic, time to go in and update it with some fresh content. And if a really important page is totally missing from Google, you know what to do. Fire up the URL inspector and figure out why. It's a clear map from problem to solution.
And really, here's the one thing to take away from all of this. Google's Search Console isn't some report you just check once a month. It is your direct, daily feedback loop from Google itself. It's the most honest, unfiltered, and valuable insight you can possibly get into how the world's biggest search engine actually sees your website.
Which, brings us to our final thought. For a long time, your website's performance on Google has probably felt like a complete black box, right? A total mystery. But now you have the key. You have the tool that lets you open it up and see exactly what's going on inside. So go on, set it up, unlock your website's secrets. What do you think is the first thing it's going to tell you?